It ain't good to make all that money if you ain't got any of it to keep yourself, bro. Keep your money. Because as great as you are, I got news for you. You ain't gonna be able to perform like that forever. We all get old. Father Time is undefeated. Make sure your wallet's fat.
Floyd Mayweather is in a breach. He is officially in a breach. He's been in a breach since the day he went out and said what he said on Saturday, but he's officially in a breach as of yesterday. He has a cure period. There's certain things that he needs to do, and he has multiple breaches, not just one.
Stephen A. Smith reportedly issues a warning to Floyd Mayweather over a rumored $100 million Netflix lawsuit tied to an alleged Manny Pacquiao fight contract breach, suggesting Mayweather could be under major financial and legal pressure.
Dangerous man with some money in my pocket, remember that? Well, that money may be going if a recent report by News Nation is true. I mean, I'm just so stunned. I'm so stunned. Please, stop the nonsense.
Jazz Mathers claims Floyd Mayweather could face serious legal consequences, stating that he signed 3 separate contracts clearly defining the bout as an official fight, and argues that by labeling it an exhibition, Mayweather may have breached the agreement and exposed himself to major financial penalties and potential lawsuits from involved parties.
So this was never an exhibition. It was never going to be an exhibition. It was never signed as an exhibition. Manny Pacquiao has no interest in doing an exhibition with Floyd. And just for the record, what the public doesn't know, Floyd Mayweather signed not 1, not 2, but 3 different agreements on 3 different dates with 2 different parties that ultimately got intertwined in the month of January. And this is all related to his return to professional boxing. First one was on October 24th. The second one was on November 6th. Third one was on December 14th. He received money for all 3 agreements when he signed them, okay? Not only that, he's taken an advance on his purse on this Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, okay, on his fight against Pacquiao. So there's another lender also that's now involved in this, okay? So him saying that it's not at the Sphere, him saying that there's no real fight.
Manny Pacquiao has made it clear that he is only interested in an official rematch with Floyd Mayweather Jr., stating there is unfinished business between them and that he wants to settle past doubts in a legitimate fight.
Rematch. Why do you want to re-enter?
I think we need this rematch because of the unfinished business in the first one. Like there's a doubt, like I'm supposedly won the fight, and there's a lot of distraction on the first fight. I got injured my shoulder, my rotator cuff, so that's why I got operated right after the fight. So we need the rematch. So people deserve this.
Manny Pacquiao's promoter, Jazz Mathers, stated in a recent interview that there is a strict April 14th deadline to finalize a fight agreement with Floyd Mayweather, warning that the bout will be canceled if no deal is reached by then.
Breaking news from The Ring magazine. Manny Pacquiao was on the show today, Inside the Ring, and he has announced that tomorrow is the deadline to negotiate and finalize a deal between Mayweather and Pacquiao. If a deal's not reached tomorrow, apparently the fight is off, because of course it is. But let's take a look at this segment, and Manny's going to speak on what's happening.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What is the deadline? Obviously, Netflix already
Tomorrow.
announced that you have to. What is the hard deadline to get this resolved?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, what time?
14th. End of business day.
End of business tomorrow.
Yeah. And we're getting ahead. We're getting ahead. As long as he's got smart people around him that can see the size of the opportunity, then they can make him a lot of money, more money than he's made in the last 5 years.
Mathers said the negotiations involve multiple parties, including Netflix, but warned that if terms are not reached, it could lead to legal action, increasing pressure on all sides to finalize the deal quickly.
It's not going to resolve to your liking and Manny's liking by tomorrow, and Netflix's liking. Then legal proceedings will begin.
I guess. Look, that's not directly in our hands or in my hands to speak on. There's many parties involved, but all I can say is we are making headway on it. There is a contract in place, and I think better sense will prevail here. We hope it will.
Let me ask you this.
Why? Always something. Floyd, man, it's always something. Whether it's waiting to the last minute, to negotiate. I mean, by the way, he's always done this. He's 4 or 5 weeks before a fight is when he'll sign something and then start training. But especially after his career, right? The weird stuff in Dubai when he was held up and he had to pay those men that he owed money to, the scammy kind of nature he went about the Logan Paul fight where he sold the rights to the fight apparently and Logan saw none of that and then they didn't even fight where they were supposed to. The thing with Deji where he was trying to negotiate glove size and weight and all that like an hour before and held out until Jake Paul was removed from the venue.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has argued that Manny Pacquiao should not object to the rematch being labeled an exhibition, saying is still a major opportunity that could generate one of the biggest paydays in boxing history and remains a highly lucrative business move for both fighters.
Manny had a great career, but boxing retired Manny. Manny didn't retire from boxing. There's a difference. So, of course, if I was Manny Pacquiao, would I be chasing Floyd Mayweather to do an exhibition to get a good payday? Absolutely. Absolutely, I would.
Stephen A. Smith has repeatedly criticized Floyd Mayweather's involvement in exhibition bouts after retirement, saying only a few were meaningful and that continuing to face non-elite opponents could risk harming his legacy.
One of the greatest boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. I just see some of these things, and this is just my personal feeling. When you're that great and you're that elite, no one deserves, not just anyone deserves to be in a ring with you, even if you are retired, even if it is for exhibition purposes. This is not a movie. This is not Rocky 3, where Rocky is going against Thunderbolt, who that was his name, or Hulk Hogan.
He also compared him to LeBron James in discussions about how elite athletes should protect their long-term legacy and sporting greatness.
It's like, listen, a lot of people out there wish they could be in the ring, on a basketball court with a LeBron James, all right? You don't deserve it. You're not him. You're not on his level. He's so elite. He's so phenomenal. You don't deserve to be in that arena with him unless you've earned it. So that's just how I look at it. These exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
However, it appears that money has been Floyd Mayweather's primary focus since the beginning of his career. In an old interview, Stephen A. Smith questioned whether Mayweather prioritized legacy or financial gain. Mayweather defended his business-driven mindset and earning strategy, but Smith and others interpreted his responses as a clear shift away from legacy and more toward wealth accumulation.
Made money. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money.
But the main thing is, I made smart investments, and I still make millions every month.
Do you care about your boxing legacy?
More than what?
Well, we ain't gonna say more than money. We know better. We're not gonna say more than money. We know better.
More than my family? No. So what's more important? My children. Because when I make this money, you know what? I put my children and my family in a position that they are entrepreneurs. They are bosses. I don't want my kids to have to answer to nobody. So I will take the long road. I will take the bumps and the bruises for them.
Meanwhile, boxing journalist Lance Pugmire reports that Manny Pacquiao has made it clear he will not move forward with the proposed fight unless Floyd Mayweather fully honors the signed contract, warning that any attempt to withdraw could lead to complications, including possible legal action.
He actually signed 2 contracts to fight Floyd back in the day, and it didn't happen. And he said this time when it came around that they were negotiating for this fight that's going to be on Netflix at the Sphere, he said, I'm not doing anything until Floyd signs. You guys bring me a signed Floyd contract and then I'll sign it. And so that has happened. And so Manny is like, look, it's signed. He knows that this is supposed to be a real fight. He knows that this is going to be at the Sphere on Netflix. Nothing but that is going to take place. If he decides to walk away from it, there's going to be repercussions. There's going to be, I think the way he phrased it was, there's going to be problems. And clearly he's talking about legal maneuvers that would take place against Floyd. and he's calling his bluff. He's like, look, you can either engage in this fight that you have signed for, or I'll see you.
Netflix and other financial backers are reportedly said to have already issued multi-million-dollar advances tied to the bout. These alleged payments have raised questions about Mayweather's financial arrangements and whether obligations to lenders or investors could influence his decision-making process.
He's making some boss moves in terms of the way that he's handling this, it certainly seems. Now, I just want to touch on that problems statement. What does that refer to? Because there's reports I've heard that there's been money given out. Would that have to be recouped? Is there any credence to that there has been money given out already in advance?
Yeah, this is one of those things, guys. I always feel a little bit icky because I haven't seen it myself, so I'd rather see things before I talk about it. But I have. They did say that there has been advances that have been made. That Netflix has given Mayweather some financial advances, and we're talking millions of dollars. I don't know exactly, but when I threw out a figure, they said it's even higher than what I threw out. I threw out multiple millions of dollars. That Netflix has provided some money, that Floyd apparently has taken the contracts that he's had and has gone to a lender and said, look, I'm going to be earning all of this money. Here's the signed contract proving so. And then that the lender has given him some cash up front based on that as well. So he's basically taken these numerous advances on the earnings that he's going to take.
Jazz Mathers said it is the right time for a rematch from a business standpoint, arguing that boxing is becoming a major global sport again, and that the shift from pay-per-view to streaming platforms like Netflix has changed the economics of big fights. He believes the renewed digital audience, worldwide accessibility, and strong nostalgia around the first Mayweather vs. Pacquiao bout make it a no-brainer event. According to him, bringing back the highest-grossing fight in boxing history would not only break streaming records, but also redefine how combat sports are consumed in the modern era. With global attention increasing and sports entertainment expanding rapidly, Mathers argues that a second showdown between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather could become one of the biggest sporting spectacles of the streaming era and a major global entertainment milestone driven by current demand.
Is this the right moment for this rematch?
Look at boxing. Look at how boxing's at the forefront of everything, right? I mean, it's the original legacy sport. You have people from everywhere watching it. It's global. And then Floyd and Manny's first fight was the highest grossing boxing event of all time, record breaking. So now you shift from the pay-per-view era into streaming era. You have Netflix, that's the dominant force, and look, they have positioned themselves as a premier producer and broadcaster in boxing, right? And for their live streams and whatnot, live events. So having Manny and Floyd on Netflix is the biggest thing in the streaming era, right? So they've done, these guys did it once in pay-per-view, and they're going to want to shatter all the records again.
Yeah,
and people want to see it. People want to see it. Everybody wants it.
The appetite's there.
The appetite's
I watch fights.
Listen, the appetite's definitely there, and just the platform of Netflix and the opportunities that are going to come out of it for both of them, right? And it's
Meanwhile, Dan Patrick questioned the reported announcement of a Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao rematch, openly asking who is actually asking for the fight in the first place. He expressed skepticism that fans truly want to see the bout again, suggesting the matchup feels unnecessary given how their first encounter unfolded years ago. Patrick argued that revisiting such a high-profile rivalry at this stage of both fighters' careers appears more driven by business and spectacle than genuine sporting demand. He also reflected on the legacy of their first fight, implying it fell short of expectations, which in turn weakens the case for a rematch.
That I thought it was a joke when I saw it. I still think it's a joke, but it's actually real, and that is Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather in September at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Last time they fought, I believe, was May of 2015. I don't know who was asking for this. And you go back to that 11 years ago, we found out after the fact that Pacquiao had an injured shoulder. And I would say that it got too far Now, I remember talking, I can't even say who I was talking to. Wow. Got to be careful.
Statute of limitations?
Yeah. No. It felt like that somebody wanted to call this fight off, and they were told you can't. It was too deep, too deep in the game, and there was a lot of money.
Similarly, Simon Jordan has argued that much of the discussion around a Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao rematch is being driven more by entertainment and commercial interest than genuine sporting necessity. He questions the logic of revisiting the rivalry, pointing out that Pacquiao has continued fighting into his later career, including recent bouts that showed signs of decline and mixed results. He also notes that Mayweather's recent activity has largely been in exhibition bouts, including his fight with Conor McGregor, reinforcing the idea that these events are designed more as spectacle than elite competition. Jordan suggests that platforms like Netflix are increasingly shaping boxing through an entertainment-first model, where investment decisions are based on subscriber growth and global attention rather than pure sporting merit. According to him, if a fight can boost engagement or subscriptions, it will be treated as a commercial product and funded accordingly.
Pacquiao's had a fight recently, hasn't he, against Mario Barris, who's just lost his title to Ryan Garcia, deservedly so. And that was a draw in which most people saw Pacquiao at the end of his career, saw what was left of him, and were not too happy that he came back again. Floyd Mayweather has had a variety of different bouts. I mean, I hear that he's going to fight Mike Tyson. I don't understand what that thinking is. Or an exhibition. We've seen him fight and hold up Conor McGregor in an exhibition fight. It's Netflix building entertainment models around sport. Sport is entertainment. It crosses over. Netflix have got a proven model of success that ultimately they invest some money into these sort of things, whether it's Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson or Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. They'll look at their lifetime value of their average subscriber, not every subscriber, but their average subscriber, and then they multiply it by the amount of subscribers they think they're going to get as new ones, and they make a commercial.
What's your take on the Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao rematch controversy? Should the fight actually happen or not? Share your opinion in the comments below.